Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Boze, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Boze for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Let's Do It Talk Show. It's your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And you know what I do in a nutshell, right? I help to turn dreamers into doers, and I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development, resume writing, interview preparation. You're looking to switch jobs. I am your girl. Then I also do it from a business aspect. If you're looking to start a business, you have some thoughts and ideas and you don't know where to go, come to me. I will help you out with that. Here on the Let's Do It Talk Show, we were primarily created for entrepreneurs, right? But quickly we realized that an entrepreneur isn't a whole entire person. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about the future, and we talk about family. So on today, we have a special edition. We are closing out March Women's Month, and we are going to be talking about all the little things that women talk about and women think about. So I have some of my contributing co-hosts as well as some special guests. So on the show today, we're going to be jumping in and we're going to be talking about a couple things. So it's kind of like a piggyback or a part two, I should say, from last week. And thank you all for the comments. Received wonderful, wonderful comments. So we're going to do this thing again. So we're going to talk about doing the first half, sheroes, personalities, relationships, finances, and COVID-19. Then we're going to play a little bit of this and that. In part two, we're going to talk about generational connections and gaps, looking back, looking ahead, spiritual indulgence, and guilty pleasure. So I'm so excited about the show. And here with me, I had several different guests and several different contributing hosts. So we're going to allow them to introduce themselves. So first up, we have Janice Boze. Hi, Janice.
Janice Boze. I am a real estate investor, realtor. I'm here in Spotsylvania, Virginia, and I'm a co-founder of my company called B Premier Ventures, where we buy and beautify. I'm happy to be here tonight to again just chit chat and do some girl talk. So very excited. So
awesome, awesome, awesome. And next up we have Sakajoea Fanning. Hi.
Hey, nice to be with all you ladies tonight. I'm excited. It's been a while since we got together. My name is Sakajoea Fanning. I am the CEO and founder of Fanning Financial Group, LLC. I am there to help people with their finances, feeling like you're in a rut, you got stuck. Hey, we can come up with a plan to get you on the right track, have you flourishing in your finances with yourself and your family. Feel free to contact me and let's put a plan together for you.
Yes, yes, yes. And next up we have Shanae Robinson.
Hey guys, my name is Shanae Robinson and I am the professional credit diva. And for me, as I've stated many times before, diva means doing it very aggressively because no matter what you want in life, you have to go after it. No one is going to give it to you whatsoever. So don't just stop, because it's Women's History Month and it's coming to a close. Keep going after it. Go get it. What I do is I assist focused individuals and couples and business owners achieve their goals and dreams by achieving excellent credit.
Absolutely. And then next up, She's no stranger to my platform. She was a contributing host on my last show, Tina Hunter. How are you?
Hey, Trina and ladies. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. I am Tina Hunter. I am the CEO of Motivate and Empower, where I serve and support female entrepreneurs that are operating in fear. Oh, how well do I know about fear? Okay. And sometimes fear even creeps up, right? And so I'm that one to motivate an individual when there's something that you have to do, you know that you want to do. I am here to motivate you all the way through the process of your project or whatever it is that you're trying to get through. Also, I wear the hat of working with the federal government. Been with the federal government for over 15 years. So it's all great. It's wonderful.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Big kid.
last but certainly not least, we have Dr. Khaleesa Smith. How are you?
Great. Good evening, ladies.
Good
I was
evening.
having I'm so glad to see all of you.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Janice, me and Janice go way back. I am Dr. Khaleesa Smith. I am a real estate investor as well. I'm a real estate broker and the CEO of J. Brand Realty Group. I'm also founder of A Smile for Everyone. We're a nonprofit organization that assists individuals to keep their smile or get their smile back. I am definitely glad to be a part of this. You ladies are great. I mean, I know some of you, and I'm just looking forward to us just chatting tonight and talking about the things that we've experienced.
Amen.
All right, and that's exactly what we are going to do. So, those of you who are chiming in on our Facebook Live, please make sure that you play along with us. Make sure that you enter your answers and responses because we want to make sure that this is interactive. Last week, we had a ball, and everyone who was online played along with us, so it made it even that much more fun. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So for this first one, I want everyone to answer. So for Women's History Month, that's our first topic. So who is your famous hero and why? And we'll go in the order in which you were introduced.
Okay, so that's going to be me.
Yes.
My famous Shiro would be Harriet Tubman.
Ah.
Harriet Tubman, she was courageous. She was triumphant. She was definitely determined. And, just even studying more so than what we just learned, in our history in school and whatnot, the Underground Railroad, which is what she's most famous for. There was just so much more to her within her strength to just dominate something that was, if you want to talk about it, a male type domination. I mean, being able to be a spy for the Union soldiers in the Civil War, that was huge, to help them out in that aspect. But more importantly, she probably looked at that as she was helping them out. It was more so to help, again, more slaves to, to escape to freedom, to have freedom. But she did it. She did it with dignity and really didn't even get paid. So if we can go back into the history of Harriet Tubman and just really go from her childhood to some of the trauma that she experienced, on the plantation that she was on in Maryland and things of that nature, just courage and dignity and strength. That's what I get from her as my Shiro famous. Are we going to talk about the non as well?
Yes.
Okay. So my unsung, that would have to be my mother.
Okay, and I'm going to pause right there for a minute. Is anyone else that's on the line for their unsung hero, is it not your mom? If it's your mom, raise your hand. It's my mom for my unsung. Okay, great. So we'll go through that. So go ahead, Janice. Yeah. So your mom, and quickly why?
Absolutely. Definitely our mothers. Just the late, great Clarice Phoenix Miller, what she embodied as far as her strength and her dignity of working a hard worker and raising her children. Her children were the most important to her. Some of her struggles and the sacrifices that she made that I didn't even know about because I lost her at a young age at 17.
Yeah.
But just everything that she went through that I found out about in the afterlife and things of that nature is just brilliant. So my mother.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Sakajuwe, same with you. Your famous Shiro and your unsung Shiro.
Okay, so my famous hero is Tina Turner. Like
Okay.
I love Tina Turner since I was little. Like when I discovered her story and everything. I mean, I used to listen to the music because my mom used to play, Ike and Tina in the house all the time. And then when I was older, I saw the movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? And you talking about somebody going through it. That lady went through it from like childhood to adulthood. She went through it, and I love how she kept her
Yeah.
spirituality, right? And it was like that led her to the path that she was, and it led her to her greatness, and she didn't dim her light for anyone. She was in an abusive relationship with Ike, but that never dimmed her light when she hit that stage and you saw she was a star. It was like she was born to live the life she is living. And the thing I love about her is she's been so transparent and so like an absolute open book with the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. She has shown you who she is. So she never put on pretense of being someone else or something else. And she was like a trailblazer. I mean, she
Yeah.
broke through as an African American female in the rock and roll genre.
Yeah.
And that's huge back in the 80s and 90s. So, I mean, she's compared to some of the greats like, Mick Jagger and
Yeah.
people like that. So,
Right.
in order
Yeah.
to get that stature and get that claim to fame, I mean, I just love it. And I haven't seen the documentary yet, but it's out on HBO Max. I'm going to be watching that because this is like her farewell to her fans, kind of
Yeah.
wrap up thing.
Definitely,
And
definitely. She is definitely one of those powerful women. And the point that you made about her coming out on stage despite all of the things that she had to go through. So definitely one. What about your unsung Shiro?
so my unsung hero is really my auntie. That was my mother's mother's sister who's still alive. She's in her 90s and she's like the glue that
Uh-oh.
living legacy we can
Okay.
all look to. So my mom is in love with her because that's basically her mom now. So when you're saying your mothers, I'm like, I have been blessed. Like I had three mothers, really, four, really, growing up. My two grandmothers and my auntie and everything like that, and my mom. So I had all
Blessing.
of that love and support coming up. So it was just keeping the family together, giving us our history, where we came from to be going. So those are the
Awesome.
females in my.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. So, Shanae, how about you?
Okay, did I
Your
get stuck?
famous Shiro and your
It might be me.
unsung.
Yeah,
So
because we had a
my
power outage. So sorry.
my famous shero is our former first lady Michelle Obama. And I love everything about her, everything that you guys are saying, that have already spoken as far as like Tina Turner and Harriet Tubman. It is encompassed in former First Lady Michelle Obama. She is a trailblazer. She has nothing but grace and dignity. She handles, pressure well. The whole entire family, they had put their mark definitely on history, but the way that she handled everything, being a former, first lady, in the respect that her husband has for her. It was never her behind him. It was always them beside each other. But the way that she handled the criticism, the different things that were hurled at her, she always did it with such grace and such elegance. And that is what I aspire to be, just in everyday, living. And I'm pretty sure, behind closed doors, she broke down and things of that nature, but she never let it deter her. She never let, what people said about her and her family, or, what was actually done to them, discourage her in any way. She always put forth such great elegance. And I listened to the book Believe It by Jamie Karen Lima, the It Products
Mm-hmm.
um, founder. And she said she had the opportunity, when Michelle Obama was doing the book tour, And she was like, what can I say to her? What can I say to her just to offer her some encouragement? And she said that when she got up to take her picture with Michelle Obama, Michelle said to her first, there is such a light in you. And what that shows me is that it's not about her. Regardless if it was about her, it's not about her. And I just love, that she just exudes excellence in all levels, shapes, and forms. And as far as my unsung heroes, it is a combination. I was blessed to grow up in my household with my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother, and my father's mother lived a block away. So all of them were prominent in my life. They showed me different things. My great grandmother, I was 20 when she died. She was 97, I want to say. We have longevity. And my mom passed away when I was in my early 20s. And but my mother is always going to be my hero. She passed away in my early 20s, but what she left me was her mother. My grandmother is my everything. If you guys can see it, that's my nana. And I had the pleasure, I slept with her until I was 18 years old. And then I had the pleasure, once she got older, the last 4 years of her life, she spent them with me in this house. And I just appreciate everything that she showed me and everything that, she instilled in me. And to be honest, she was the first one to try to get me, into checking and show me how important credit was and everything. And I didn't want to listen because I was too busy being cute. But Nana, thank you, honey. I have picked up the torch and I'm running.
That's right, absolutely. And I love it how you and Sakajuware both had multiple, like, that placement from the grandmothers, the mothers, and the aunties. That's a great, stable foundation. So next up, we'll go to you, Tina. Tina Turner, not Tina Hunter. So Tina, who was your, come off of mute. Come off of mute, Tina.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. Okay, so my shiro is Ayanna Vanzant.
Okay.
And, yes, and Ayanna, I feel like I've seen her a couple of times in person, right? And so we did the very first time I met her, we did a meditating thing, in a group. And that was the first time I actually heard her story about her losing her daughter and her struggles with, her marriages and so forth and so on. And so I just felt like I could relate to her, not because of the failed marriages and, but the death of her daughter, because, I lost a sister at a very young age. And she's like a healer. She goes around and she truly enjoys healing, helping people overcome their traumas, their hurts, their past pains, and so that's where I am. You know what I'm saying? I found myself at an early age in my early 20s being the listener, hearing, people, helping people resolve their issues, their situations, they're going through whatever, right?
Yes.
And so, yeah, and it's just nice to know that, some of the people that a lot of the Afro-American women, sisters that are out there, like the ones you all mentioned, I actually, how you follow someone, and you actually follow their hurts, their pains, their traumas, their ups, their downs. And so I followed a lot of this that Ayanna went through. And so, I'm like, this is real. And guess what? Although you've been through all these traumas, these hurts, these pains, and whatever else it is, life in general, you still can come out on top, right?
That's right.
And she's still standing regardless. She's still in the business of helping and healing and, making sure we don't stay in the pit or, in the fire. So,
and it's funny that you even brought her up like today. Last night, I binged on Ayanna. So I don't really watch TV, but last night I binged on the new episode, and oh my goodness, you're talking about all emotions, crying, laughing, everything went on. But it's tremendous how she heals people. So definitely with that. So what about your unsung hero?
Ooh. Um, wow. It's so many, y'all know. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna say my mom. My mom was a very, very strong woman. The one thing whenever I get in a situation, I think about a woman that went through a journey of drug abuse,
Mm.
right? And to come out of that and to still maintain what it is she had to maintain, raise her kids, go to work, maintain the household. And I mean, not only drugs, alcohol, all of this. And I'm pretty sure mental health was a piece of that too, right? Because when you dealing with drugs, alcohol, and all that, that's your mental.
Right.
Evidently, you have something suppressed there, right? And
Right.
so, for me to see my mother overcome all of that, get clean, and make that promise that she would get herself together once my first baby was born, which is Gabby, and she followed through with everything that she said. Although she's not here with us today, but 2017 she transitioned, but just to know, my mother was clean for over 25 years and lived a wonderful life outside of, what she had to go through to get to where she was before she transitioned.
And that's awesome. Gabby was on the show last week, and this was one of the questions that I asked the panel as well. And she too mentioned that your
Yeah.
mom was her shero for many of the reasons that you had identified, and some of them not so much. But so double shout out and kudos to your mom for doing a great job, and despite all the things that she went through, was able to still be that role model for you all and to show you all how to persevere. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. And Dr. Khaleesa, how about you?
Well, I must say, our former First Lady, Miss Michelle Obama, Mrs. Michelle Obama, because her life was under a microscope, but you couldn't tell. I mean, she kept it together. She was confident. She was supportive of her husband. She was there in spite of the news, the media, some of the negative things that they were saying. She was still a strong mother. We all have to be strong. She definitely set a great example for the country, for the world, how to be an excellent first lady. And I just love her for everything that she did. And she's definitely an example for our young ladies to come up and see that they can do the same thing. And now with our vice president, that they could be the vice president or president. As far as my unsung Shiro, I would have to say my I grew up with her. My grandmother was married really young at 12. They did that back in the day. So
Okay.
even without traditional education, she was a very educated woman. She taught me a lot of things. She taught me how to survive. She taught me how to be responsible. My mother and I grew up like sisters because we were so close in age. We had a different type of relationship, but my grandmother was the one that was always there for me. She taught me how to be a young lady and everything. Then I had my aunt, my dad's youngest sister. She was always stuck with me because she was the youngest one. So she taught me a lot of things. She was there for me, through my younger years. And my godmother, she has been my cheerleader. I could talk to her about everything. She has been there for me. I mean, it's just amazing. I just thank God for allowing us to have that relationship that we have. So between all of them, they've just been an amazing part of my life, and I thank God for all of them.
Awesome. I'm loving the multiple unsung sheroes. Online, Angela McMullen said, I am my own shero because of all I've been through in my life, and God was and still is here with and for me. And then also, we have a comment from Yolanda. My sheroes, Miss Reed, growing up in church, my mom and my Aunt Ann. And so quickly, I'll go through it for me without going through all the details. But my sheroes are from way, way back. I have some current ones, but Coretta Scott King, Harriet Tubman, and Dorothy Heights. I love them, love what they stood for, and love the difference and the impact that they made in the world, but also more so for African American women. My unsung shero, of course, is my mommy. even although she transitioned November of last year, there's still so many more lessons that I'm learning from her, from the prayer journal that she left behind, and just from memories that I have. I have so many other unsung heroes, but at this point and in my space and time, the only one that I can really, really focus on right now is my mother. But shout out to all the other beautiful women who have been a part of my life and who have shaped me to who I am. So I purposely wanted to spend a lot of time on that question because our show in the 2-hour episode is in honor of Women's History Month. So with the other ones, we're going to go through. We're not going to spend as much time on them dedicated, and we'll just go and chime in. And again, those who are on Facebook Live, please chime in because we will be incorporating your questions as well. So the next category is personality. For which is most important to you, how hard you work or how hard you play? Anybody want to take that on?
I will. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll say work. I mean, I work hard so that I can play hard.
Come through.
So I would say I work smart. How about that? I work smart, not hard. So that way I can also play hard. Because, I think you have to enjoy it. You just can't. I mean, I can say I was known for a workaholic. I mean, I still do a lot, but, since the pandemic, things have changed. So you have a new perspective on life. So I think that working smart can allow you the opportunity, in my job, flexibility and income to play hard like you want to, so you can do both.
Yeah, and I changed my motto, to the standpoint of playing hard. And it's because my job is like my playground too. Not playing in terms of playing in a way like we played as children, but it's a grown-up playground for me. I love my job and I love my business in terms of what I do. So mine is definitely play harder because of my definition of play. Mm-hmm. So one more person, anyone else want to take that on?
I feel the same way, Dreamer. I used to work hard, and I'm really hard, like showing up 30 minutes before and, really, really, really just dedicated for years and years and years. And then I got it. It's work smart and not hard, right? And so that's where I am now. It took me a minute to kind of sort of find that balance and to make, like you were saying, my job work for me as well, as far as, the playground, still being able to be flexible. And now that we're in the COVID, hey, it's really working, the flexibility and, just getting the understanding. I think, that's what all of us, like I try to explain it to the younger, for the youngsters, make this time work for you.
That's right.
And that's not saying don't show up for your full-time job. You show up and you show up correctly.
That's right.
You make this work for you. Be smart about it.
That's right. And Yolanda online, she had like the same thoughts that you had, but she said how hard she worked, but now she's beginning to play a little more. So it's definitely a shift in mindset. All right, yes, so next up, timeliness. So I want everyone to answer this with a one word. Are you early bird, on time, fashionably or intentionally late? Early bird, on time, fashionably or intentionally late or late?
All of the above.
Right.
Okay, that's Shanae is everything. Okay, how about you, Janice?
Oh Lord. Everybody that know me, it's not intentional, but late.
Yeah.
Okay, just point blank late. Okay.
Late. Yeah. The thing about that is, with the late part, it's like, I know for me, the older I've gotten, like when I was younger, I was there. I mean, like I was saying with my job, there, on time, ahead of time. But now that I've gotten older, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there at 5. Girl, leave the house at 4:15. So if the ride is an hour and 45 minutes, how you gonna be there at 5 o'clock?
Yeah. So I didn't know you in your earlier days, Tina. I didn't know you in your earlier days. I know you in your nowadays, and yes, very much so. Dr. Khaleesa, how about you?
I'll be trying to be on time. I think a combination of both. Depends on, sometimes in my days, things can run over because, you can be like today I was on the appointment supposed to be 30 minutes and it was like an hour and a half, so it can kind of throw you off a little bit. But, I can say like on time, but there are those times when things happen that I just have to push some things back.
All right.
Yeah.
Saka Joanne?
Oh yeah, I'm in that category because you already know you can be late and everything. But I try to be on. Usually, I'm good at getting there a hell of time or early or on time. But sometimes, yeah, you get them peaks, in the valleys where hey, stuff happens, life happens, and you try to be there. But it's like Janice said, it's not intentional, but sometimes it.
Yeah. And it's so funny. So mine transition. I used to be so particular about time, on time, earlier, all of that. But I have really changed to intentionally late for several different reasons. Like, I don't want to be the one that show up early when no one is there and nothing is going on. I can be using that time to do something else. I don't want to be the one that show up early and you just got to grab a hand, because you have to be polite and be like, do you need me to help out with anything? So you're supposed to be a guest, but you end up setting up. I don't want to be that one that's in. I'm telling you, the meeting's going to not start on time anyway, so I can go and do some things I need to do instead of rushing and being there. So mine, most of the time, is fashionably or intentionally late. So next up, and a lot of people, Trina, Katrina Bullock Martin, she was always frustratingly late. But I love you. I love you. This one right here, you all know that's how I started my business, because she would be late for the meetings that we were having to start her business. And I ended up scribbling and writing my own business plan. I'm more early and on time. And I try to be on time in both. So yeah, so we're trying, right? We're really, really trying with that. So what has been the most noticeable change in your personality over the past 10 years? Anyone?
So for me, take a step back before reacting and assess, the situation. I don't just go after it like I used to do, in my younger days, my early 20s and things like that. I take a step back, I assess the situation. I don't always, react or anything. I try to be more proactive than reactive, and I have calmed down a lot, and I don't curse as much.
Oh, I like that. Thank you for the progress that has been made. Saka Joanne, are you raising your hand or are you waving at the baby?
I know.
Oh, I was waving my hand and the baby, because he came in and I gotta wave and say hey because he didn't pop in.
Okay.
But with me, it's like, yeah, it's like a growth, an evolution of just being calmer and not sweating the small things. It's like, you need to pick your battles and everything like that, and being more strategic with things and not just jumping onto everything, but like planning it more carefully and intentionally. So I'm not exhausting myself and trying to help everybody when everybody isn't, how can I put this nicely, ready to be helped.
That's good.
So it was a lot of times of giving myself to others when they weren't ready to do something. So now I assess and evaluate before I give my time so freely. So that's, less stress and more happiness in my life than trying to make sure I'm pleasing so many other people. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. And I can definitely agree with all of the points that you made. Mine's very noticeably over 10 years is people used to think I was mean. They really did. But I was very serious about everything. I was on a mission from a young child, and that came off of people thinking that I was mean. So I really have softened up over 10 years, but like over the past year, really the past several months, really the year with COVID, I've been by myself. So it kind of like shapes you. Your environment impacts the way that you're shaped. So I'm back into that introverted mode like right now. I sincerely am. So yeah. So what makes you nervous? What makes you all nervous? Tina, how about you? What makes you nervous?
Confusion.
Mm.
I don't do well with negative energy. And anything that's negative that's coming from a person. I'm an empath, highly. And so if I'm in a group of people or whatever, if the energy is not okay, I feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody going through something and just out the blue, I'm like, oh my God, I feel it. So that makes me nervous, uneasy. Yeah. Confusion more so.
Yeah. So my next question is, who's the funniest person that you've met? So I'll start with that. So it's a tie. Like my best friend Tina Johnson, hilarious. Like I love to go on vacation when it's just she and I one on one, but in any atmosphere. And then Jay Johnson, Janelle Johnson. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you all know her or not, but she's my masseuse, and she is just all right hilarious from the first time that I met her. But any funny people to you all, any people that you think that are just hilarious, every time you're around them, they have you laughing.
I must say my God. Oh, okay, go ahead. Okay, I must say my godmother's best friend. I call her my aunt. She is nuts. And you see people that sit back and they're like all together. And you see her places, she's all calm. We actually went on a cruise together. Oh my God. I could not believe it was the same person. We had such a ball. And now when we go out and we do things together, which slowed down because of COVID, but when we used to go out and do things together, she just kept us laughing the whole time.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I love that. And also, I don't know how I could forget my sister. My sister is hilarious. She Jones so well. You don't want to be in a Joning competition with her. So let's talk about relationships, right? Relationships. So not only romantic, but also friendship relationships. Relationships can be really tough and trying. With COVID, we have either developed them very strong and some strong bonds because the communication style has been different, where you really couldn't see people face to face, so it was more of technology. And then it's also some people that you don't really care to be around and talk to. It was easier for you not to do that. Dating has been hard with COVID-19. But let's go into the questions. Have you ever lied to someone to make them feel better? So basically, lied to someone for the sake of their feelings.
Yeah.
Shanae.
Yeah, I definitely have, because sometimes people aren't ready, for your truth, and then sometimes you have to like scale it back, and it might not be like a total lie, but kind of like just like a little itty bitty half lie, whereas though you want to come from a place of love to a degree, but they might not be able to handle it. And even after that point, if they still can't handle the itty bitty lie, okay, well then I gotta go, I'm gonna call you back, or whatever. So, because for some reason now, I used to be able to just like sit on the phone or talk to them and just let it play out or whatever, kick the bobo, okay girl, yeah, I know, whatever, and not voice my opinion. But now I think as I've become older, and like what COVID has showed us, is that life is too short. And so like you have to preserve your time, your space, your energy. And if they're not receptive of what you're trying to say, right, or then maybe you just need to excuse yourself. So yeah, I have lied to like share somebody's feelings. And people have probably lied to share minds, to spare my feelings to a degree as well, except for my cousin over the weekend, because we going to Hawaii for my birthday, and I had ordered the baked potato with extra butter, and she called me out, and I didn't need that at that point in time, but nonetheless I love her for it.
I love it. I love it. Anyone else want to chime in on that?
Well, you know what? For me, I try not to respond or say anything because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have to tell them the truth. So I know at times my facial expressions will probably say it first and foremost. So I feel like I didn't literally say it, but maybe my facial features will say it for them and they'll know. Right.
But then also, silence can be deafening. Like if people pay attention, that silence, you be like, okay, all right, I'm
Yeah.
repeating this.
Especially people with low self-esteem. People with low self-esteem will kind of like really be figuring out. People that are okay with their self-esteem, they still read through the line even with like the silence, like, oh, she
Right.
say nothing about whatever. I'm with you, Janice, in terms of my facial expression. My facial expression has always and still tells it all. But I am one that tell people the truth, and I have worked on my delivery a whole lot because my delivery used to be like straight up, and that doesn't. I
That's that
learned like that
Southeast.
doesn't work well for people. People are not openly receptive to that, and even when people say, tell me straight up, tell me. A lot of times they don't really mean it because I would be
Right.
looking like da da da, and I look at their face like I thought you said tell you. So
Yeah.
you got to be careful with that. But it's a part of communication and development and maturing and learning as you go along.
Yeah, I like what you said, Dreamer, where you said that, you a straight up type of person. Deliverance is, everything. But like you said, how some people will say, "Tell me the truth. I need to hear it. Let me." And once again, they not ready. They not ready for the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They're not ready for it. And so when you give it to them, you see a whole nother side of them. They mad at you, their face turned, you don't hear from them for another 2 to 3 years because they took it to the heart, not realizing that who you was talking to, if that's your girl or the guy or whoever, then you respect where the deliverance is coming from, right? Whether it's what you want to hear or you don't want to hear.
Well, they should have never asked if they didn't want to hear the truth. Straight up.
They thought they were ready. They thought they were ready, but they weren't ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, Janice, they weren't ready for that Southeast.
Yeah, they ready for the Southeast. She gonna give it to you. Gonna have it all, written out. It's there.
I'm gonna leave that alone because right following up right behind Southeast, we got Baltimore because Shanae and I agree on a lot of different things in terms of our stance, in terms of how we take. But hey, we are a sum of our total environment.
Yes.
So before we shift to our this or that, let's talk about COVID. Right? We talked about COVID deeply on the last show, but I want to just talk about it quickly. Like, what are your thoughts on how the officials should be handling COVID-19 pandemic and moving forward? Like, if you were in office or in position to contribute to that, what would be your suggestions and what would you be helping the world? How would you be helping the world to move along?
Well, I think for me, in my opinion, what our current administration has been given to deal with, I think it's just going to have to take patience for the nation as a whole, for them to, recover from all the disarray that the former administration had in place. I mean, just the mere fact of the onset of the pandemic and how it wasn't taken seriously, or different measures that could have been discussed or acted very quickly didn't happen. The blaming of different countries and the ridiculing and all that things. The current administration has a lot to recover and redeem from. So I really feel that they're doing as best as they can. And we just really have to have patience. I mean, like right here in Virginia, for instance, they're in the first tier of administering out the vaccinations, and soon they'll go to the point, because the administration have announced that I believe by May, everyone from 18 or up or whatnot should be able to receive. It's a little scary to have to wait, but again, under the circumstances, they're doing everything that they can. So that's, for me, in my opinion, it's about patience, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah, it's really it's really like challenging. So of course, definitely what they walked into, right? But also like listening, like Dr. Fauci posted something today about him being scared and very concerned. So I think that although I know where we are as a people, and several people are getting their vaccinations, some people are slowly coming along with it. But I still think that there still needs to be a level of shutdown. There still needs to be a level of shutdown because you have those that have it, those who don't, and even in the midst of it, everybody can't get it. It's not readily available for everyone. So it is a way for progress, and they have their systematic approaches. But until you have it where everyone it's available for everyone, you still have. I feel that you still have to have a level of lockdown across the United States and not allow the governors and different people in different cities and those likes to be able to have say so, even if it's for like a 30-day or 2-week or a something like that. I think as long as the flexibilities are different, that we are subjected to the possibility of this thing lingering out and lingering out. When you want to fix something, beloved, look, like Ayanna, I was listening to her all last night. You nip that thing in the bud, but you nip it in the bud. And I would strongly like suggest that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I would like to see if we could start seeing some information regarding how people can take certain vitamins and build their immune system so they don't, the older people or whoever, don't die from it because your immune system's not strong enough. There's nothing being said about, what you can do to strengthen your immune system, what vitamins you can take, because a lot of physicians don't want to hear about natural cures and stuff like that. But back in the day, we didn't have all this. We didn't have all the different medications. It was root stuff and making a certain, my grandmother used to create stuff. But we have nothing that's being shared about, some of the natural things you can take. So I take my natural items because I know that building your immune system can help you when you are around somebody that's positive.
Yeah.
You can have people in the same room, one is positive, one is not, because the other one has a stronger immune system. So individually, we can do those things to help ourselves.
Right. And the thing is that we don't know. The adverse reactions are just coming out. Like, we don't know how it affects you, me, or anyone. They know once they get it, and they know how they're impacted from the vaccine. The thing is, and I'm not going into this, but working for the Food and Drug Administration, I have learned and understood the full process that it goes through. You can't figure out all of these things in 1 year, even with the expediting that has been done. So there's still so much to be done. So I'm so serious in terms of locking it down. And Alethea Fields talked about the whole incident with spring break in Miami. Like, come on. How was that even like allowed? Like, that to me, I think that there's some measures that they can take to take control over things, because if it is allowable, people are going to take action. They're going to travel. They're going to do these things because what? Because they are allowable. And it just puts everyone in jeopardy. And I do understand that people are tired of being in the house. I mean, I fall in that category as well. But like, do you want to go out and have a little bit of fun and risk it? Do you want to be safe? Die or be safe? So that's how it is for me. And I look at it from a bigger picture of things. So yeah, so COVID is very serious, and it's been a year plus. So it's definitely something that the administration is paying attention to and is working to tackle, but that's a serious topic. So what we're going to do is we're going to lighten things up a little bit, right?
Dre, I want to say one more thing, though.
Okay.
Just to let you know, acting on what you said about the lockdown, cases are now increasing again.
Right.
So we're back to that real of cases increasing. And Biden did just say, I think like today or yesterday, you state, so please do not let up on the restriction and the mask mandate. But
right. And Gail Clinton said that she thinks the fact of Yeah, Gail Clanton said the fact that each state can do their own thing is a serious detriment, and there should be national mandates. Otherwise, you fixing one, you're not fixing the other one. They go there and they impact that. So yeah. So yeah. So thank you all for those comments. They were really, really good. This or that. So this or that. This is real quick. No ad lib or whatever. Gonna give you two things and you pick your one. Okay. So this or that. Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Shanae. Janice.
Coca-Cola.
Janice.
Coca-Cola.
Dr.
Coca-Cola.
Khaleesa.
Pepsi.
Say that again.
Pepsi.
How about you, Tina?
Coca-Cola.
And Sakajuwea, you Coca-Cola?
She was.
Coca-Cola.
Yes, I'm Coca-Cola. So everybody online, except you, Alethea, you better come on to the Coca-Cola side. Y'all better come to the Coca-Cola side. Coca-Cola all strong and serious. I mean, Coca-Cola is sweet. Pepsi's all strong and serious. And that Coca-Cola bottle. So I'm team Coca-Cola. I'm team Coca-Cola. So next up, hamburgers.
Drinking Coca-Cola, you're not going to look like the bottle.
Hamburgers or hot dogs? I'm hot dogs.
Say it again.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Huh?
What?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Oh. Mm-mm. I like both.
Neither one or the other? All right, look, I'm just going to scratch that out because y'all ain't playing fair on that one. So we're going to go, how about gold or silver? Shanae, gold or silver?
Platinum.
That's all I'm gonna say, platinum.
All right, Janice, gold or silver?
Gold.
Dr. Khaleesa?
I like white gold.
Tina?
Silver.
I like gold. Online, we have, Trina has said grilled hot dogs. So it was more hot dogs online. And gold, silver, gold, both. So it's a tie between gold. It's Tanya Bobby said burn hot dogs. Sweet or salty? I love sweet.
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 All right, sweet. Any salties online? So we all sweet. Tina, coffee or tea?
Tea, baby.
Tea. For me, I'm trying to get into tea, but coffee for me. Coffee or tea, the other ladies?
Tea.
Oh.
Tea.
Let me go to the other side. Sweet, salty, sweet. So this is not a trick question. Nuts or no nuts?
Nuts.
Nuts.
No nuts.
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 You don't have to enunciate it, Shanae. White meat or dark meat? I'm white meat all day long.
White meat.
Dark meat. Dark meat.
White.
White.
Yeah.
Dark.
What you say, Tina?
White meat for me.
And Dr. Khaleesa, you said white too?
White. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, white meat. Alethea was the only one that said no nuts. And let me see, tea, coffee. The teas definitely have it. I need to switch over. Android or Apple? Apple.
Android.
Apple.
Android.
Android.
Apple.
Have all them phones.
Poor things.
Put the phones down. Put the phones
Poor
down.
things.
Android.
Android, honey.
Apple.
Phone call or
Apple.
text?
Call. Phone call.
It depends
Phone
on who
call.
it is. It
Call.
depends. If
Yeah.
it's something quick, I could text because you can text all in the middle of the night or whatever versus trying to find that dedicated time for a phone call when it's quick. But y'all know, Tina know, Katrina know, I will talk on the phone for hours. I think the longest time I've been on the phone, well, no, actually I'm too embarrassed to say, but from you all, it's been like 3 hours or so. We get it in on our conversations. Last but not least, integrity or loyalty? Integrity for me.
Integrity.
Look, I believe if they're loyal, they're going to have integrity.
And I think if they have integrity, they'll be loyal.
Uh, I don't know. It depends because what if I don't know. I can't. We'll talk about that the second Monday of next month because we're going to be bringing back the whole discussion with the financial gurus about the Steve Harvey and Monique situation. That's all about integrity or loyalty. So great job with the this and that. So we're not even going to do commercial because we have like 30 minutes left. So what we're going to do is we're going to transition to the second part of the show. And for the second part, the topics that we're going to be talking about are generational connections and gaps, looking back, looking ahead, spiritual indulgence, and guilty pleasures. So ladies, are y'all ready?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
Ready.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
And Trina said we used to fall asleep on the phone back in the day. You used to fall asleep. Purple lady. That's an insider between me and Trina. But so let's talk about let's see where we want to go first. I want to say let's talk about spiritual. So this one should be like a good conversation. So last week we asked like what versions of the Bible do you prefer to study? So me, I'm King James Version. That's how I memorized all of my Bible verses and learned the Bible. What about you all? What version of the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
New King Version.
I like the New King James Version, just because of just the verbiage. But I grew up on the King James Version.
Okay,
Yeah.
Janice,
Same here. I like the NLT, so that version I like for
the
myself.
New Living Translation. Okay, Saka
Mhm.
Joelle.
The same as Shanae.
Okay, and Dr. Khaleesa, I didn't hear you. What was
Yeah.
yours?
Okay, I was saying a New King James Version.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay,
just a
okay,
little
okay.
easier to read. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, definitely understand that. And King James had it last week. NIV had it more than others, and we brought up like the messenger version. But I use that secondary, but definitely not primary. But it breaks it down further.
Yeah.
And I learned that from Yolanda Adams, actually. Um, so, oh, this one. What spiritual life lesson did you learn the hard way? Mine was forgiveness. It was tough for me to understand it. It didn't make sense. And actually, next week our topic is going to be forgiveness. But that was tough for me. I couldn't. It just didn't make sense. If somebody did something to me, forgive them. But that was when I was in a mindset of thinking that it let them get off scot-free. Once I learned and understood that, it changed my aspect. And once I learned that God forgives us at the level that he forgives other people, that totally changed my aspect.
Mhm.
Anybody else, a spiritual life lesson that you learned the hard way?
Waiting, patient, having patience with people,
Ah,
and actually patience myself to wait and listen on God. You know how you ask God for, well, I should say that
that's
whenever you do
good.
ask God for an answer for something, you better be ready.
That's good.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
and then waiting on an answer from him, sometimes just being patient. And then sometimes you ask him to show you things, and then he did show it to me, and I just ignored all the red signs, all the red flags.
Mm,
So if I would have just sat there and been patient, then I would have avoided a lot of things I had to go through.
yeah.
Mm.
Online.
I learned the importance and the reason behind tithing. I didn't understand it. Like I would do offering, and like why is it 10%? Why do I have to give? And just the meaning behind it, the importance of it, and things like that. I learned that when I
Yeah.
when I joined my current church, but when I actually went to like the new members sessions that we had, and they broke it down, and I knew it was important, but I really didn't know why. It was just something that you were taught to do, but they really broke it down, and I understood it as an adult and why it's so important to me, now.
Shanae, that's really, really, really good. Some of the other
Yeah.
comments from online, the hard lesson was love, being unequally yoked. Yes, Jesus, God.
Yeah.
Trusting women. What's done in the dark comes to the light. That's Tyler Perry. It's like I'm playing. Forgiveness and not holding grudges, because it hurts you more when you don't forgive. And I learned you can forgive and move on so you can be free. Very good, Alethea. And Yolanda, I was just playing, but like what's done in the dark comes to the light. That is so true. Like you think that you're doing something, you can't hide anything from God at all. So knowing and understanding that is a huge lesson that you're gonna learn today, tomorrow, or the next day. But you're gonna learn. So let's talk about indulgence and pleasures, right? So what do you do to relieve stress? What do you do as a stress reliever?
Travel, massage.
Yeah.
I love the ocean. I love going to the islands. I can lay out on the beach all day.
Me too.
Listen
We
to
can
music.
hang. We can hang. The water, even just the sound of the water, relaxes me. But I like massages as well, and taking baths, taking
You're
warm
better on the beach.
bubble baths.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely can hang.
Yes, we can.
I'm learning to get more in tune of myself and like what I need for myself to take me to the next level. So a lot of times, like, you know, as women, as people, we kind of like, you know, put ourselves on the back burner. Oh, I'll get to it. Let me just take care of this. Let me do this really, really quick. But I'm learning more about me and like manifesting and affirmations and what I need for me to you know, to move on. It used to be shopping, but like I think I'm on like another level. So like just getting to know Shanae, because I've really lost her. So just getting back to like the simpleness, you know, of me, learning me and what I need to, you know, just be happy within myself. And I think COVID had a lot to do with that as well to a degree.
Yeah, that's good. And thank you for your vulnerability with that. But that's really, really, really good. To know oneself is nothing like that. All of the facade, all of the masking, even at the point when you don't realize that it is there, but being your genuine, true self, oh my goodness, it feels so good to be in that space. So yeah. Anyone else with that one? Okay, from the line, listening to music, bubble baths and candles, yes. Going to the water and self-care. Major Bandy, you're gonna learn today. You already know you're gonna learn today, tomorrow, or something else. But yeah, let's do a retreat after COVID. Hey, let's make this happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Angie Thompson. So yeah, so one of the other questions I have, so right now, like, what are your favorite songs? What are your favorite songs? My all-time favorite song is Yolanda Adams, The Battle Is Not Yours. Been listening to that forever. Then, of course, I got some Anita Baker's. But right now, today, my favorite song is Tamia, Because of You. If you all don't know of that song and haven't heard it, it's not new. But that song right now in my space, oh my goodness, I listen to that over and over and over again. So write that down or type that up so that you all can go back and listen to it. Songs, anybody else, your song?
What she said, because of you? Oh, back to me.
No songs?
Well, I had some that I'm like feeling. The one that I can't think of all of them, like the title, but the one that it is, it's called where the guy is singing. He's like, fix your credit, get yourself up, or something. I can't think of it, but he's talking to a girl who had like been hurt, and he's telling her like, find yourself. Fix yourself up. Get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? My all-time favorite that's going to always be my favorite is X Factor by Lauryn Hill. But that song right now is in like the back of my mind. And he's just telling her, you know, pick yourself up, get yourself together, fix your credit, do this, do that. And of course, it stuck out to me because of credit. So anything involving credit, you know, I'm going to be on it.
Yes.
Shanae, I think my little sister said it's by Vito, the song that you're thinking of.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah. What is
And some of the songs
oh, good,
online are
bad,
Worth by
That's it.
J. Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown, not Jay, right?
Mhm.
In the midst of it all, yes, Yolanda Adams, all '90s R&B. Um, Never Could Have Made It, yes. Hero by
Mm,
Mariah Carey. Oh my God, I used
never
to
could
listen
have
to that
made it.
song
Yes.
all the time.
Those are good
When
ones.
I'm with
Those are good.
you, yeah, that's very romantic. Yolanda Adams, all of the songs. Andre, high five on that. That's my CD, especially the live one with the Y. Love, love, love her, and definitely Anita Baker. Let us see. I'll do anything for you, Vito, but I can't think of the song right now, so it may be on the same one that Shanae said. Last one in this category. What is the most beautiful place that you have visited? Mine would be in Costa Rica. There was this
Oh.
resort high up on the mountain. It was called Zephyrah. And one part of it was like a castle where there was just 6 huge suites and you had the pool and everything to yourself. And I went there on a destination wedding, and me and my girlfriend Tina stayed some extra days, but that was the most beautiful place that I have ever visited in my entire life. Any others?
I
Saint
mean, the
Martin.
place, it's not like a most beautiful to me, but I had the most fun and it was like a great time when I went to South Korea. That was
Ooh.
like a to me because it was like getting exposure to the base in South Korea. And literally that was like the best like tour I ever had when I was in the military. The people were so welcoming. I mean, we made great friends and it was just exposure to another country, third world country. But I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I can't put a price tag or even say how big it was, but that was amazing to me.
Yeah, yeah. People online, Cosmo, Major Bandy said Waller Place. For those of you who don't know, Waller Place is a majestic place in the center of Southeast DC. That's where we grew up. That's right, Major. Ocho Rios, New Mexico, Miami, Florida, Alaska. I've never gone to Alaska. That's one of the continents that I haven't gone to. Oh, South Africa is beautiful also. I love it, love it, love it, love it in South Africa. So let's talk about. So one of the things, like last week on the show, we had a really good show where Gabby was on the show and really brought a different perspective to us from that millennial level. So that's how I came up with the category for generational connections and gaps. So I want to spend some time on this. So the first question: what do you wish people 10 years younger than you would change or realize? What do you wish people who are 10 years younger than you are would change and or realize?
That we had the best hip hop era ever. Our music really, really rocked. Um, the stuff that they listen to, I don't understand half of it. I like some of it, but some of the stuff they listen to, I can't get with it. But like the 80s and the 90s, like what a time to be alive. Like it was like phenomenal. It was awesome. And I know they're going to say the same thing about their time, but like it was just wonderful.
I definitely agree with that. How about you, Dr. Carlisa?
Mm, I think the dress, when we came up, we had the dress to kind of impress, and we had um, different levels of what my grandmother expected us to do. We dressed to go certain places, but now it's just put on whatever, pants hang down, whatever. Just there's no concern about what people look like.
Yeah.
And even though not just 10 years younger, even, a little bit more than that too. But I mean, for someone to be 10 years younger than me and still doing it, I think something's wrong. So
Yeah.
I wish that thinking more about what you look like when you leave the house. Because my dad wouldn't let me go anywhere. My hair wasn't combed. Like, girl, where you going?
Yeah.
If it didn't look a certain way, he's like, but now there's no level of, being concerned about what you look like.
Or let me join in really, really quick. Or like I grew up, we had church clothes.
Yeah, we had
Like
church clothes.
nowadays, it's just like it's all kind of a mixture of, because it's come as you are, what you do, but like you had your church shoes, you had your church clothes and things like that. And so I kind of like miss that a little bit. So even like at my church, it's dressed down, it's dressed, however, but I still have my church clothes.
Mhm. I mean, you can dress down but still be dressed.
Right.
Amen. Amen to that. People online, there were two comments that said respecting the elders, respecting others and the elderly, but respecting the elders. Pull your pants up. But people 40 still have this. And Yolanda said our time back in the day was a bomb, and they agreed about hip hop. For me, just giving me my thinking and my process. So I'm getting ready to turn 50. So my comment will be to the 40-year-olds. Oh my God, when I was 40, I had so much pressure on me as a manager, as a person trying to really stand my ground as of who I am, but also living the flexibility in both worlds. Because at that time, I had already traveled around the world and did all of these things, had already climbed the top of the career chart, and I was trying to find my grounding back of relaxing. And I don't want to say integrating back into my world, but transitioning back and not being so much in work and school, that was tough for me. So the lesson that I would say to someone that's in that age is be you, take your pace as you are. Everything that you have experienced made you who you are, and be okay with that. And be okay with that. So the next one is, so we talked about someone 10 years younger. How about someone 10 years older? Mine would be let go of any secrets that you may have had that may have held you back for life, and live and be free and be you. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And also to be able to understand and teach and give wisdom to those who are who are younger, even though like you can find the difficulty sometimes because they don't know how to accept it. But a lot of my friends are older. Like my friends like from way back, I used to talk to like at least 10, 20 years older than me. I have like so many friends who have retired that they are a ball of wisdom. They have been since I was a younger just starting off in my workplace. They were like everything in terms of helping me with the wisdom and to find my way through things.
That's good, Dreamer. For me, I would say heal. Because I've found that for the older ones, I've always dealt with the older crowd.
Yes, Tina.
And a lot of the older folks are still dealing with things from 70, 60 years, and never dealt with it. And I'm a true believer that some of the health issues and some of the things, the aches and pains that we deal with comes from surface from the things that we hold in our guts and our hearts and, stuff like that. So heal.
That's really, really, really
and another
good.
thing you mentioned about our elders. For our elders, I don't see, and I'm not saying it don't happen, but I would love to see more about elders stand in the gap and reach back and for the things like you said, pull your pants up. It took a village. It took for us like to say, hey, that's not right, or you really want to do that, or you know what I'm saying? Just helping people out, reach back, not get in your corner and sit there and chitter chat about what the neighbors' kids doing. Step in.
Yeah, Tina, I hear you. The thing is that
And I know
our younger generation has changed. So the earlier people talked about the respect.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna be older and have somebody young disrespecting me or me being afraid to say something to them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm normally going to be like not saying anything. It used to be so crazy on the train.
It's
The
very
train ride when I go
crazy.
like through Anacostia, I would be like, whoa, I don't know. I used to be all right back in the day, but I don't know about these youngers out
Right.
here, so I don't know. But
I
I hear
agree
you.
with you. I agree with you.
Mhm.
And even just like in the families where I'm coming from, because I'm it's no way from what I hear. I don't, before COVID, I didn't get on the green lines of the train. I heard because I live in Virginia, my coworkers talking about people getting hit over the head, this and that. But what I'm saying is, even in your right here, like in your household, because so many of the, you just see what people just nowadays just let stuff slide instead of just sometimes we can speak up on certain things and we don't. And I get it because somebody was just talking about earlier. I was having a conversation and I said, "You mean to tell me that's the auntie? The auntie didn't speak up?" And my sister was telling me no because it may have been some friction within that, the between the two sisters. And so, I just, I know for me, and I know all of you are, every chance you get, you try to pass down what it is, some life experiences and to, reach back. But I just would like to see, because I know even being in the churches, we need that.
Yeah.
I would look to the elders to give some wisdom, but you really sometimes didn't get it. It's
Right.
just,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
mm,
so I mean,
Oh,
so don't get me wrong. Your stance on it, I understand it, and I so wish that it could be that way. I think that it would make the world a better place, like definitely.
yeah,
But like when I'm stepping back into reality in terms
yeah,
of some of these younger people, and again, what they said, like showing respect, they didn't come up learning that whole respect thing. For somewhere
right,
it got lost for some people along the way, and I'm not saying everyone. I know some
right,
kids who are
right.
so like mischievous, but when it comes to their elders, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and all that, but will go out and do whatever they need to do. So it really depends on all. And then I know there was one time where if you said something to somebody's child, instead of them appreciating it, they would want to fight you as well.
The
So
parties
I'm
jump
like, I
on.
don't know, I pick and choose my battle. Like, hold
Right,
on, let me see, let me go. And I say it jokingly, but I say that in all sincerity. When I find space, I try to, and
right,
I watch and I monitor, and then I'm not gonna
exactly.
push it like too far, but definitely wish, I hope in a dream that we can one day get back to that where the level of respect for these youngers that are coming up, that they have that, and that their elders, that they're able to tap into their elders. I'm telling you, I got so much wise advice from just like being under, talking to, or having discussions or throwing out questions around my older friends. Like I really sincerely do. So yeah,
Yes, yes.
good point. Good point. And people
You're
are on the
right.
line are saying various
Okay.
things. And it's a lot of it is back on the previous one. Forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. That's the advice they would give. Let go of the anger, hurt.
Good one.
Don't hold grudges. Talk about it, and that counseling is okay. Yes, Cynthia, counseling is okay. And
Mhm.
Angie says, I taught my kids respect, but this generation is determined to set their own rules. Sad but true. Yeah, they're like, I can openly talk in that, and that gets us into, definitely gets us into a bind. So the last category before we go into our would you rather is looking back and looking ahead. So I wanted to talk about this financially. So we talked about it on last week's show, but for 2020, how has 2020 impacted you financially, positively or negatively? One of the things for me is not getting my nails done, not getting my hair done, and not doing some of the things that I would normally do. Not driving back and forth to work. But there's so many like little ways that I saved like a whole lot of money. The bad part of it is I spent a lot of money too. Amazon Prime and all of the various things. Sometimes I would
Right.
get bored and go shopping online for
Right.
things that I didn't necessarily mean. But overall, 2020 was financially good for me because it taught me different ways that I can save. And for my business was very, very good for me, especially first and second quarters. Anyone else?
The business remained good for us too in the real estate industry. We had to do things differently because of COVID, as far as showing properties, we had to wear the mask and, some people wear gloves, but I used the bleach wipes to open doors and all that stuff. And then we started, when we had to shut down for a minute, we had to start doing everything virtually. We still, slowed down for us just a moment when people first started losing jobs, when everything first started with COVID. And because some people lost their jobs and of course they couldn't get approved for their mortgages, but people are buying like crazy right now. And the market is still great in 2021 and 2020 and 2021 is starting out strong too.
Yeah,
So
and
get better.
Janice coming on the show and Sakajuwe and as well as Shanae, we often talked about the finances and the market. So all of that, your credit, your financial ability and stability, as well as what the market was like. So we talked about that all throughout. And we actually saw Janice on some of her journeys. She shared some of the pictures on her Facebook profile, on her feed, as she was engaging in various opportunities and talking about the interest rates and a number of various things. So for the real estate market, and especially if you had it, it was great. So it was definitely very high highs and very low lows for a lot of people where they had lost their jobs and didn't really know where their next meal was coming from at the beginning. So then financial things started coming to play, and also in terms of unemployment and different things that they started doing with food and everything. But that year overall was very like you was either here or you was there. It was rarely any in the middles, rarely any in the middles. So yeah. Anybody else want to take that on? Okay. So our last portion for the show is would you rather? Would you rather? So this is sort of like this or that. So would you rather look strong and be weak, or look weak and be strong? The latter for me. I would rather look weak and be strong. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Anybody think differently from that? Perfect. The next one. Would you rather find true love today or win the lottery next year? Janice and Tina, you can't play because you already married, and we don't have any funds for alimony on this. So
Answer that one.
So y'all plead the fifth. So this is for Shanae, Dr. Khaleesa, and also Sakajuwe.
So for me,
I'm gonna be real about it. I want to win the lottery. That's right. Not gonna sugarcoat it. Let's win the lottery.
Right.
Shanae, what you say?
Now. I said love now because I can do enough rehab properties and get what I would get in the lottery.
Come on now.
Or even more. That's true love today.
Yeah.
True love me, God, please.
I know that's right. We got a mixture of win the lottery and true love. Like if you had asked me some time before, I probably would have said win the lottery. But right now, I'm in my space where I think that I'm ready, to settle down for like that true love aspect. So Tina and Janice, just keep on looking straight and don't make any facial expressions at all. Like we want y'all to stay where y'all are. The next
Jane,
one.
I want to say that we're in different places now. We have our own.
That's right. That's right.
Not so much that we're, the lottery is just hypothetical, but if you got true love, you can make it yourself, or you two make it together. You'll get that money.
I definitely believe in that. And the most people that are saying, I mean, a couple people that are saying win the lottery, they're making it a point to say they're already married or already found their true love.
Okay.
So all y'all can't play. Y'all can't play because y'all don't even have to make a decision with that one. Always be underdressed or overdressed. Honey, I like to put on a good outfit, so I'll be overdressed at any time.
Me, you think
yeah, me too. My little bling jewelry.
Yes.
I guess I'd be overdressed.
How about
for me right now in my space is kind of like, I guess like underdressed. Right now I'm going for comfortability, for the simple fact that I need to get rid of these COVID pounds and this COVID waistline.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, give me comfort, stuff I don't have to suck in nothing to get on or to keep butt.
I'm with you, Shanae.
Yeah. So a lot of the ladies are saying overdressed. You can always unlayer. Trina, that was a good one. Hey, first lady. But so a lot of people are saying like overdressed. Like I love me a good outfit. I like the comfort, but I love a good outfit, y'all. I love a good outfit. And how about this one? Find your soulmate or your calling. Mine is my calling.
My calling.
Dr. Khaleesa, I ain't see you. I see you smiling.
I'll say calling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we
My
on the
calling.
same page for that one. This is a good one. Would you rather have everyone be able to read your thoughts, or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history? Baby, have access to my internet history. Don't judge me too hard. But I don't want people to read my thoughts. That would be I can't have that.
No.
Yeah.
That would that would be the end. That would be the end.
Yeah.
Everybody online said calling too. That's a wrap.
Oh Lord, you all in your head.
Yeah, nah. Oh, Yolanda said
some stuff.
internet history. And Zakir Butt said internet history.
Yeah.
That's because y'all already had or have y'all soulmate. Internet history for sure. Okay. Calling. Okay. So, had Beyonce's talent or Jay-Z's business acumen? Give me Jay-Z's business acumen all day long.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Business.
Jay-Z.
Everybody will ho. Have fortune or fame? Fortune. Fame.
Fortune.
Yeah.
Fortune.
Yeah, because there's some broke famous people.
Major Bandy, he's a dude. He said, read my thoughts. I think that's the first one that said, read my thoughts. All right, so we got 3 more real quick. Have $1 million now. $1 million now or $5,000 a week for the rest of your life.
Give me the 5,000.
5,000.
Really? Give me the $1 million now. You don't know how long you want to live. Tomorrow is not promised. Give me the $1 million right now.
I'm gonna do 5,000 a week.
I can do
5,000 a week.
Okay.
I plan to be here for a while, so 5,000.
You plan to be here for a while. You don't have to plan, but okay.
But let me tell you, listen. But if you gone, right? I want it where though I'm gonna have it. Even if I take that 5,000, and if I'm gone tomorrow, I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna call SJ Fanning. I'm gonna set it up in
Okay.
She finna leave that generation.
Okay.
Money, baby.
All right. So come on, we got these 2 real quick. Would you rather be rich, working a job you hate, or poor, working a job you love?
Wait a minute. We can't have no middle ground. Wait a minute.
Man, that was a hard one.
If I'm working, if I have to work a job, then of course I want to be rich. Yeah. But even if it's a job that I hate, I don't want to go
If I'm rich working a job, I can quit it. I don't need a job. So I'm going with rich working for a job that you hate. But I would never want to work there. But I'm just trying to strategize with the ones that we have here. But I don't never want to work a job that I hate.
Just work the rich job, work the job that you hate and accumulate and then just leave it.
Yeah, I'm with that. Like, we're going to have to throw that extra little caveat in there.
Make that money.
There you go.
And then the last question, travel for free for a year or have $50,000 to spend however you please.
Wait a minute, can you repeat that?
Would you rather travel for free for a year or have $50,000 to spend however you please?
I travel free for a year.
Non-COVID, I will pick travel for free for a year.
Yeah.
COVID, just give me the $50,000.
Give me the money.
Give me the money.
I want to travel. Because I'm pretending like it's a good situation.
Yeah, like I said, pre-COVID, post-COVID, I got two different answers. But
I agree with you. I agree with you. Post-COVID travel, now pre, however you said it.
Because the dream, you can spend $50,000 depending on where you're traveling to, first class. Because I know when I was going to Japan, it was going to be $20,000 first class. So I said, okay, I'm not going to go first class this time. But I'm sorry.
Free in the military, first class.
Yeah, see, that's I'm not in the military. So.
Right.
So I would travel all year, and every place I go would definitely be
first class. That was nice.
All the hotels would be 5-star. So I would get more than $50,000 worth throughout the year for my traveling.
Well, ladies,
that's a nice one. That's nice.
We have come to the end of our show, and people online have said like various things in terms of the travel. So the responses are very interested, and Zakia even added in about COVID. So it's the before and after for me. But oh my God, ladies, this show has been phenomenal. Last week was phenomenal and fun as well. So excited. So if everyone real quick, just say your name and your Instagram information or whatever, the contact information that people can connect with you so that we can close out. So let's start with you, Shanae.
Shanae Robinson, my Instagram and my Facebook is Professional Credit Diva. Please reach out to me. I would love to speak with you regarding your credit.
Let's go to you, Dr. Khaleesa.
Dr. Khaleesa M. Smith, your real estate empire builder. My Instagram is Dr. Khaleesa M. Smith. And just reach out to me so we can connect so I can help you with your real estate goals and becoming a real estate investor.
Thank you. Sakaja Webb.
Hi, Sakaja Webb Fanning, CEO, founder of Fanning Financial Group, LLC. I will help you with the finances. Let's lay that blueprint in place and get your money growing, baby.
Tina Turner.
Fanning Instagram.
Thank you. Tina Turner. I meant Tina Hunter. Sorry.
Tina Hunter @.me on Instagram. I am the CEO of Motivate and Empower. If you need that extra push, and if you're walking in fear, doubt, or anything like that, and you need assistance, you need a push, I'm here. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Janice Boze.
Yes. Janice Boze. You can reach me on my IG, Janice Boze. You can follow me on Facebook on my business page. It's B Premier Ventures. And I'm here every Money Making Mondays with my girls. We're talking about credit and financing and real estate as well. So, just stay tuned to us here, and we look forward to having you every week.
And thank you, ladies. Thank you so much to everyone who joined online. Alethea Fields, Yolanda, Christine Brown. Hey, Andre Watts, Major Bandy, always joining in. Sorry, Kevin, catch the replay. And then the ladies commenting, Katrina Bullock, Angela McMullen, Zakia Butts, Yolanda again, Alethea Fields, and Angie, Veronica, Felicia Fanning, everybody who joined in, LaShawn Reese, I saw you up on there, Everybody, great conversation. We're going to have to do more settings like this. So it's time to close out the show. Make sure you follow the show. Let's Do It Talk Show. That is our handle on all platforms. It is on Instagram, Facebook. Join our YouTube page if you haven't already subscribed to that. But make sure that you follow us. We're looking for changing up the format a little bit. Y'all can't see the studio, but the studio has expanded. When the world opens back up again, we're going to have some fun in the studio. Our upcoming shows next week, we are going to have Tammy Ray, the owner of Purpose by Design. We're going to be talking about the topic of forgiveness. She goes in very deep with that. And then the following week after that, we're going to have the Money Making Monday ladies who you just saw. We're going to be talking about finances, but we're also going to be talking about the Steve Harvey and Monique situation. Although it was some time ago, some things have transpired since. And we also want to just jump in. That goes into the topic of talking about integrity or honesty. So thank you all so much for tuning in the show. And please make sure you follow me, my personal page as well. And that concludes the show. And I'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for joining. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.